Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Greeks and Minoans, welcome. This is a 3,500-year-old fresco found in the palace of Knossos on the island of Crete. I have some crazy ideas about this image that you won't hear anywhere else. What if I told you these 7 figures on the left are the Pleiades, these 3 figures here are the stars of Orion's belt, and these 2 figures on the right are the twin North Stars, because back in Minoan times, the Earth had 2 North Stars, not just 1. I could talk all day about this, and believe me, I want to. But I'm gonna try and stay focused, because this is my 5th attempt at recording this video, and it keeps ending up way too long and way too dense. One topic at a time. I'm trying to protect you and your sanity in a way that I was unable to protect my own. So, if you like Greek mythology, if you love the Minoans, then today is your lucky day. In the grand tradition of the internets, I have weaponized my autism. For 7 years, I have turned my hyperfixation upon the Minoans, and today, for the first time in millennia, their creation myth shall be told again. Welcome to the channel, a home for those who have a tism for history. I'm your host, Alexander the slightly less significant. Let's get straight to it. Today we're going to talk about this figure right here. I believe this figure is the creator deity of the Minoans, and not just this woman in the center here, but all of these figures together are the divine being. Contrary to popular belief, the Minoans are not a lost civilization. They did not just disappear at the end of the Bronze Age. They survived well into the time of written history. They survived as a distinct population that the ancient Greeks called the Ateokriti, the true Cretans. Many of the Minoan myths survive to this day, sometimes hidden in the background of Greek mythology, and sometimes right smack in the middle of things, staring us in the face for thousands of years. We were just too stupid to know what we were looking at. That's where I come in. I'm lucky enough to stand upon the shoulders of giants. Much work has already been done revealing the origins of the Minoans. Genetics show their mitochondrial DNA is most closely related to the islands of the Western Mediterranean, where a bull sun god and a water moon goddess were worshipped. Their Y chromosomes largely descend from North Africa and Western Asia. Even to this day, half of all Greek men bear a North African E haplogroup or a Near Eastern J haplogroup in their Y chromosome. Their ancestors came to Greece in the time of the first farmers. Even more recently, we have deduced the word ordering of Minoan tablets, and although we cannot fully translate this writing, we know they used a verb-subject-object word ordering. No known Proto-European language uses this word ordering. No Indo-European language uses this word ordering. However, all ancient Afro-Asiatic languages did use this word ordering. Assuming an Afro-Asiatic connection, I borrowed from the water mother-based creation myths of this region. Male and female halves of creation like Ta-Nun and Ta-Nunet in northern Egypt, Khnum-Ra and Neith in southern Egypt, and Apsu and Namu in Sumeria. These ancient myths are actually the basis that the Abrahamic creation myth grew from. So the Minoan tale may in fact be somewhat familiar to us, though they did have their own unique spin upon the tale. Aided by my spectral powers, I have woven Afro-Asiatic myth together with bits and pieces of Greek mythology into a coherent whole. I will now tell the tale, and there will be text on the screen to explain how I came upon each line. This is a rough approximation of what the ancient Minoans might have believed. In the beginning, the earth was formless and void. Darkness was upon the surface of the deep. The spirit of divinity dwelled within the waters. As it rose, its body was the pillar of heaven, which separated the waters above from the waters below, and held the sky upon its shoulders. The divine being spoke the light into existence, and it was so. The being now saw that it had two forms, male and female, God and goddess. They both bore the light, with the male being possessed of the sun and the female being possessed of the moon. Although they were two, they remained united as part of a larger whole. Masculine were the hands of divinity, and feminine was the hearth. Upon seeing each other in the light, they fell in love, forming the star of Venus, the brightest of all stars of heaven, and the one that symbolized their eternal union. When the hands touched the hearth, she became pregnant with all creation. The hands set about crafting a shelter for the hearth, where she would be comfortable and protected. The hands lifted the first land above the surface of the waters and molded it into shape around the hearth. It became the mountain of Ida, the womb cave of the earth. There in the cave, the goddess gave birth to all things. She gave birth to the plants and the trees. She gave birth to the birds of the air and the fish of the sea. She gave birth to all of the animals in all of their kinds. As she squatted in the cave, she clenched the ground with her hands, digging her fingers into the earth. From her fingers sprang forth 10 men and 10 women. These finger men and finger women were possessed of a great magic. They were creators just like the divine being of which they were now part. They were the earthly images of the hands and hearth of divinity. They served the god and goddess, helping them rule over their new creation. Yet there was much work to do, and the fingers required their own assistants to perform the task. When the finger men and finger women first joined in holy union, clasped together, finger to finger, they gave birth to the first 100 people of Crete. Thus mankind was born, and God and goddess saw that it was good.